like me and who have been listening to lots of productivity hacks and wondering why every single time I feel like I lose myself and I'm not in my female energy anymore. Do you ever watch the motivational videos, watch the productivity hacks, look at the deep focus tips and start smashing out those goals? It feels good, right? It feels really good to be in that flow and be taking things off that list, getting shit done. But then by next week, you are out of flow. The consistency starts to go, you feel a bit lost, maybe you feel foggy and you're wondering why these male gurus can get up at 5 a.m. every day, hit 2 workouts every day, cold shower and eat the same meals 7 days a week. Maybe it's because we are female and we are completely different. Men and women are different. No matter how much we like to convince ourselves that we are the same, we are different biologically, scientifically, emotionally, physically, and so on. So instead of listening to male productivity hacks, which most productivity hacks are by males, targeted towards everyone, but mainly males, I want to help you start to listen to your body and start to listen to yourself and how you can get as much from yourself as you possibly can without becoming drained, without becoming burnt out, and without feeling like you are lacking or behind others. Now, this is for the women who want to get shit done. Whether you run your own business, whether you simply want to get more effective at getting your to-do list done, or whether you want to start a side project, I don't care. I just know that if you are watching this, you are driven and you are probably sick of falling out of a cycle of productivity and wondering how you can get the most from yourself and how you can be the most efficient with your time. Now, before I get into the 4 effective ways you can be productive as a woman, I want to emphasize the fact that it's not a bad thing to want to get things done effectively and quickly as a female. I know there's a lot of content going around at the moment, maybe more red pill content, which is saying that women should be passive, women should be constantly in flow and just working on hobbies and not trying to be financially dependent, not trying to build their own business. I know that my side of the algorithm shows me a lot of this content, and I want to challenge the notion of you can do whatever the hell you want. I mean, come on now, it's your life. But also, just because you are being effective and being efficient and getting things done doesn't mean that you can't also be that feminine, light, flowing version of yourself. It's all about finding the balance and understanding what you prioritize at this moment in time. And that is what I'm going to go into more detail in this video. Now, the first tip as a woman, you have probably heard this many times before, but it is to learn your cycle and start tracking your cycle and especially how you are feeling. Now, I'm not going to say that I am perfect when it comes to this, but I have now downloaded the app Flow and I am trying to keep track as much as I possibly can. Really logging and being specific with how you are feeling, your cravings, and any physical pain or sensations that you are feeling in your body. Learning your cycle is going to teach you so much about how you operate, especially when it comes to being productive, because it's known that when women are ovulating, for example, you're usually in a very creative state of mind. You're usually in a state of mind where you can be creating and be coming up with new ideas. So if you're running a business, for example, this is a perfect time to brainstorm and to feel like, okay, what are the big goals? What is the big vision for this company? So learning your cycle and where your feelings are at your cycle is a really effective way to making the most of yourself and being as productive as possible. I also recommend checking out Dr. Mindy something. I'll leave her name here. Her content is absolutely amazing and she creates lots of content around menopause and around fasting for women, because as women we obviously have cycles and we have to nurture and love our bodies and make sure that our bodies understand that we are safe So fasting doesn't work for everybody, and we have to be quite careful, I guess, when we are fasting. I went through this personally, so Mindy creates a lot of content around that. So if you are intrigued around that, then definitely go and check her out, because I also had very positive and negative experiences with fasting. So learning your body, tracking your moods, tracking your cycles is going to help you make the most out of your time. We can't do the same and be the same every single day. We don't operate like that. It's not natural for us to be like that. Women generally are more, I'm very structured. I am a very, very structured person, but even I do crave those bursts of joy and light and flow and fun, whereas males don't usually crave that. I mean, they need it, it's good, everybody needs it, but we crave it in a very different way, if that makes sense. Now, the second tip is to ride your wave. I know I'm saying the word flow a lot, but it makes sense, right? I mean, flow. Ride your wave. Ride the wave of your emotions. When you are feeling down, feel down. When you are feeling high, feel high. When the work is hard, do it hard. When the work is easy, do it easy. You know, like, just accept what is and try and go with it and go straight into it rather than avoiding it and trying to move away from it. Because when we are feeling tired and lethargic and we try to push through it and be productive and get as much as we can done, that is when we are going against ourselves, we're going against our bodies, and in the long run it's not going to be very good, and it can lead to burnout, for example. But if we are just riding the wave and understanding, okay, I need this rest, I need this break, then our body is going to thank us in the long run, and it's going to be much better for our overall health and well-being. Don't be mechanical. Men are machines. Women are powerful, but men are machines. Men can be mechanical and they can operate and do the same thing every single day, and it's fine. Whereas in general, women, we need some stimulation, we need a bit of change, we need a bit of joy, we need some creativity, we just need a little bit more of that stimulation, and maybe making things look nice and being in feminine and bringing more joy into every day. When we are sticking to the same routine, whether it's for a week, 2 weeks, a month, we can start to feel very mechanical and almost like we're losing ourselves, because as women we have so many different parts of our identity and we're usually very multi-passionate, and maybe we want to try and experiment and do different things. So when we are operating mechanically, that is when we can feel quite sad and start to lose ourselves and think that there's something wrong with us, because we're watching these productivity hacks, right, where people can do 30 days of monk mode and it's like super structured and super disciplined, whereas women, yes, you can still do that, of course, but it almost feels like you lose yourself in it. And it's very nuanced, and there's a fine line, because as much as I am like, I absolutely love being productive and I love getting my head down and working, when I'm in that mode, I am quickly taken out of my feminine energy, so then I have to bring myself back into it, and it's a real like divide. I'm not sure if you go through this too, let me know in the comments, I'm really intrigued to hear. But personally, when I am working super hard for just 5 days straight, I'm sucked out of my feminine energy, so I need to get myself back into it somehow. Whether it's just cleaning, cooking, doing something fun, painting, being creative, going for a walk, listening to some good music. Some of those things are just examples of what brings me into more of like a feminine energy state. It's just hard for us to operate by doing the same thing every single day. So I would suggest trying to vary up your routines a little bit if you can. Even if you're still a very structured person, give yourself a bit of space to wind down in the evenings, to switch off and not necessarily watch TV or anything, but give yourself time to, like I said, make your space nice, clean, nurture yourself, do a bit of self-care, take your time in the shower, take a bath. Things like that really help us women to get back into alignment. This might be my favourite tip, and it is to find purpose in your productivity. The end goal for a man can be to make a shit ton of money, and that is okay. Whereas females, we usually need some kind of purpose and we need to feel like we are contributing to a greater good. Now, if I haven't already mentioned in this video, I am generalizing. And I'm speaking from a woman's perspective, having spoken to a lot of women and a lot of old women in my life, having been friends with them. That is where I'm getting this information from, and as well as listening to various sources online and reading art. If you do not agree with any of these things, that is fine. I am generalizing right now, but I know that there will be some of you out there who are like me and who have been listening to lots of productivity hacks and wondering why every single time I feel like I lose myself and I'm not in my female energy anymore. That is why I'm making this video, and that is who I'm making this video for. Finding purpose in your productivity, for example, whether it's running a business. Is your business serving some kind of greater good? Does your business have a purpose that it is fulfilling? Because that will make your productivity and the actions you are taking much easier to do, because we're very purposeful. We want to be serving and caring and providing some kind of value. Your daily to-do list, for example, is that not just serving yourself, but serving someone else as well, a family member, a friend. Who are you contributing to? Whose life are you making better? Because when you can answer these questions and when you can give what you're doing on the daily some kind of higher purpose, it makes it much easier to do and much more fun and much more likely that you're going to get it done, because it's, in general, it's easier to please someone else than it is to please ourselves. It's easier to buy a gift for someone than it is to buy a gift for ourselves. We see so much value in giving rather than receiving. So that's why when you can give your work, when you can give your to-do list, when you can give any of these things that you're working on a higher purpose and a purpose of serving, it will help you so much in the long run to be effective and to be efficient. Okay, I'm going to leave this video here. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you found it useful. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I am open to hearing your opinion, honestly, because this is my personal opinion, and as I mentioned, this is what I've got from friends, family, reading, podcasts, all of those different things. And I hope that you can find a way for you which works. Like I said, experiment, learn how you operate, and you don't have to take in all of this information, and you don't have to take in all of the information that you see online. I spent a long time just grabbing every bit of information I could from online, from gurus, from people who are getting shit done, time management guys, and then finally learning that actually I need to create this for myself, and the only person who is going to know how well I work and I operate is myself. So yeah, I hope you can figure this out for yourself too, and I hope this video empowered you to do that. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.